The median account balance for retirees. You ready for this? You ready for this? It's about 100,000 bucks. And retirees, we're talking about people over 65 years old. So for 65 to 74, it's about 160,000. Over 75, it's about 83,000, according to the Survey of Consumer Finances, and I think that might be HHS study, Health and Human Services. SCS. It's not BLS. It's not BLS because BLS is a Consumer Expenditure Survey. I can't remember. Anyway, it's a government entity, and that's from as of 2019. So we had a big run in 2020, 2021. Then we gave a lot of back for 2022. I think we're about breaking even, Steven, for 2023, except for bonds. So you're probably a little bit ahead of that when you factor in the last 4 years. That was for the end of 2019, but not much. And then you got to factor in taking money out, inflation, and whatnot. So how how is it possible with the median retirement account? Remember, median means half the people have more, half the people have less. All right, now the averages are much higher because always remember, averages skew towards the outliers. All right, so if you got Josh and Elon Musk, Elon Musk is a caricature of with the cabal. They put him in there. I mean, to look at his dad talk about taking Elon Musk to some, it's just the whole thing's just as obviously concocted. I mean, he's a real person. I'm just saying he's obviously put there to serve the purposes of the cabal. But anyway, Jeff Bezos. I mean, come on, all these guys are just fake. They didn't just wake up one day. Something, Dad, I have a great idea. Come on. There's Bill Gates, the same thing. Taylor Swift, all the same thing. All put there by the cabal, and they all took the ticket. And it's sad. You don't want to take the ticket and be wealthy. Just trust me, you don't want to do that. So be middle class, be lower middle class, be the lower income, and not take the ticket because the ticket is none of these people are happy. Anyway, point being is, so if you take your old buddy Josh, I got a buck. You take Elon Musk, who's got 100 billion bucks. Our average is 50 billion bucks. All right, our median is what, a buck. Half the people have more, half the people have less. You see what I'm saying? So you always look at the medians, don't look at the averages. So the median again is like 83,000 if you're over 75. It's roughly 100,000. That was 163,000 if you're from 65 to 74. All right, so then we go back to this actual surveys on retirees' happiness and contentment. Again, well above 70 to 80% of retirees are content. So, what more proof do you need, man? What more proof do you need that you don't need $1 million to retire? This is freaking nuts. And then I saw some BlackRock says, if you don't do this one thing, you'll miss out on $651,000 of retirement money. It's probably getting a long-term care insurance, probably. I haven't watched. Okay, so how can you possibly miss out on $651,000 of income, of money, if you don't even have that to begin with? Well, it compounded over 30 years. Okay, well, that's so stupid. Compounded over 30 years. How much does it cost to compound your food? How much does it cost to compound your freaking electricity bill? It's just, no one does that except when it comes to health care. It's just so dumb. Anyway, so if you take surveys, we'll just say for simplicity, 3/4 of retirees are content. Then we take the median retirement account balance is running between 83,000 and roughly 150. So we'll split the difference and say 130. Yet people are fine in retirement. The vast majority are happy, if not, are content, if not outright happy. It's such a fraud. Why do they keep? I don't understand that there's a fraud that you can't retire. Why do they do that? And I know it's easy to say they do it because they want you to keep working, to keep investing. I get that for the money, but they just print the money. They don't need your money. They just print their own money. They, the bad guys, the evildoers who run the show. I actually think what it is they can control you at your work. That's what I truly think. I don't think it's about the money, like, oh, we get to keep more of your money in investable assets. There's some of that, don't get me wrong. But they get to control you, to force you to take the jabs, to force you to listen to diversity, equity, inclusion, or DIE, diversity, inclusion, equity. They get to force you to listen to ESG crap. They get to force you to say, oh, don't misgender me. They get to force you. Because if you don't and you lose your job, you'll be out living in a van down by the bridge. Look, I'm just a simpleton. I'm just a caveman financial planner with my main defending our rights, gun owners of Main shirt. I'm just a nobody, you know what I'm saying? And yet I can figure this out. I said, wait, so you take two groups of people, one are retirees who are very content in retirement, and they only average, or they only have a median of retirement account balance of 135. You take this other group of people over here who got $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, and yet somehow this group of people over here with $400,000, $500,000, $600,000 are worried that they're going to be, piss poor, and yet this group of people who have a third to an eighth of what these guys have over here are doing just fine. How could that possibly be? Well, then we go back to what I showed in my book and all the research I've done, all the material I've done on videos and writing. The vast, vast, vast majority of retirees own their homes outright. They don't have any car loans. They own their homes outright. And as such, they're free from the swamp of the usury system of the debt monster. Free yourself from the debt monster, dude, and you'll be... And look, I still got mortgage. I think about it every day. I hate it. I said, as long as YouTube pays me enough, and YouTube revenue is going way down. I don't think it's just for me either, but it's still paying my mortgage. Last year at this time I was paying almost double, if not more than double my mortgage. Now I was paying a little bit more than my mortgage. It's going down. I mean, advertising revenue is down from YouTube, not just for me, but you can see if you just look at the YouTube numbers, and it just makes sense. We're definitely not in a rock strong economy, and I don't take any. Sponsorship. I don't want to take any sponsorships or anything like that. No desire to do that. I'm just going to ride this baby until it pops. That's a fact. But I mean, the facts are, I was getting enough revenue from YouTube before where I could pay twice my mortgage. That was pretty sweet. I was doing it, and now I'm just paying my mortgage. I'm still comfortable, still fine. But I think about it all the time. I don't want to have a mortgage. But once my mortgage is paid off, I'm never going back, dude. Never. Because once you're in the pocket of the man to have to pay off your debt, you're owned. You know what I'm saying? You will do what they say. And I gotta watch what I say on YouTube. I can't talk about the various V's and the various J's, and the J's being the JABS. You gotta be careful when you say the J's, because I'm talking about JABS. Can't talk about the various V's. Can't talk about fluidity. You know what I'm saying? Gotta be careful what I say there. Hell, probably won't be able to talk about Trump here in a little bit. But the people without the money that you would say, they don't have enough money to retire. Yeah, you know why? Because they don't spend as much. Why? Because their debt's paid off. If there's anything I can get through, this is my 6th year, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 6th year doing this. If there's one thing I could get across is once your debts are paid off, you don't need as much money. If you don't need as much money, you don't need as big as a retirement account. And I guarantee a significant portion of those retirees aren't even paying any income tax, because a significant portion of their income is from Social Security, which means they're tax-free. Anyway, I hope you can learn that lesson and say, if we're this close to paying off our debt, maybe I can just freaking dig ditches for another year or two, pay the debt off, and you've only got $250. Maybe I can revisit. Maybe I can retire. Love your thoughts. We'll see you.